In today's video, we take a nice day trip from Ljubljana to Lake Bled.
You are in 5-minute congestion. You are on the fastest route. You should reach your destination by 11:36 a.m.
Our day trip from Ljubljana to Lake Bled should have taken about 40 to 45 minutes. It actually took an hour and 45 minutes due to the horrendous traffic on the outskirts of Lake Bled. There's a map of it. It's quite an easy drive to a very, very picturesque location. I don't really understand why there was so much traffic, but it was on the outskirts of Lake Bled, and once we actually got into the city, the traffic eased down a lot, and it was pretty decent, really. We were able to get a parking spot in the Park Hotel, very close to the lakefront. I think it cost us about €10 to park there for 4 hours. But yeah, bit of a hassle getting to, but once we were there, very nice location for a day trip, I can assure you. I think this is my third visit to Lake Bled. The first would have been in around 1984-85. The second time would have been around 2014. And this time was my partner's Joe's first time, but my third. Always a pleasure coming here. The colour of the emerald water is absolutely brilliant. Quite a large lake. Its notable features are a huge towering castle on one of the sides of the lake, and a charming little island with a church and some shops right in the middle of the lake that you can see right now. This was the first time that I'd paid to have one of the rowboats take us out to the island, so that was a treat. As usual on this trip, it was a stinking hot day, so it was nice being out in the water to catch some slightly cool I was going to say sea breezes, but lake breezes to keep things slightly cooler, if not humid. The distance from the little jetty to the island is about 1.5 kilometres, and seeing as these guys must do this trip to and from the island quite a few times a day, I think they're really fit guys. It took about 15 minutes to row each way, quite a tranquil way to get out to the island. I believe that outboard engines aren't allowed on the lake because it's a source of water for many of the nearby inhabitants. And there is a enclosed ferry that you can also get to the island, but that is an electric ferry, not a diesel or petrol powered one. So it's human power or electric power are the only two ways to get across. As you can see, heaps of boats, plenty of competition, but each of the boats was quite full, so I think these guys must do a reasonable trade, at least during the summer months anyway. The cost of the boat ride was around about €15 per person. It was at about a 15-minute row from the jetty to the island. Spent about half an hour on the island, had a nice look around, and another 15 minutes back for an hour in total. I think it was reasonably good value, seeing as the guy had to work really hard. So here we are on the island in the middle of Lake Bled. It's the boats that we came on. They are 99 steps up, but unfortunately closed. How blue the water is, my goodness. So blue. Well, I found steps to go up. There's not much on the island. There's a church and a little shop cafe where you can get an ice cream or a drink or a coffee. I decided not to go into the church because I think it costs about €5 or €8 to get in, and probably by this stage I was all churched out. But it was really nice just wandering around. The island's reasonably big, quite a few people there, and it's a really nice tranquil spot to go out and have a look around and wait for the boat to take us back. So we had half an hour on the island to wander around here. Was very, very hot, so we decided not to go up to the castle, certainly not climb up there. I guess we could have driven a car, but in the end I thought we got a pretty good look at Lake Bled and decided to go for a bit of a walk around the outskirts of the lake instead and just soak in some of the local sights and sound and do a bit of people watching. So that's what we did. So no trip to Lake Bled would be complete without going to the Park Hotel, which you can see on the screen, going to the restaurant and having a world famous Lake Bled Vanilla Slice. My partner Joe had one and said it was fantastic. Unfortunately, they're not gluten-free, so I'll never know. I do recall that I might have had one perhaps 35, 40 years ago when I didn't have issues with allergies, and I do remember it being nice. So after we grabbed a bite to eat, we decided to have a bit of a drive around Lake Bled. As you can see, lots of traffic and plenty of people walking around the lake. So we did a tour around Lake Bled, and as you'll see, we did get stuck behind a horse and buggy for quite some time. We then left Lake Bled and made our way a lot quicker, it's only about less than an hour, to Ljubljana and our hotel. I do hope you've liked this video. If so, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons. Until next time, bye.